Hello, happy new year. Welcome to 2025 and to the first release of 2025. I wanted to start this year with this song for a couple of reasons. First off, it's called Home, and that's important to me right now. And I want to feel a lot of that in 2025, despite all the adventuring. And that's kind of exactly what the song is about. There's a T.S. Eliot quote from Little Gidding, and I will definitely mess this quote up, but it's this quote that has inspired the song. And it goes something like, "We shall never cease from exploring. No, we shall never cease from exploration. And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive back where we started and know the place for the first time." Might be a lot to unpack if you've never heard it before, or it might make a lot of sense immediately. But I'll give you a quick insight into what I understand from it, and that is essentially growing and learning. When you go off and travel and discover things, it changes your perspective. And if you expand that over a long period of time and you come back to where you first started, suddenly you see it with new eyes and you know it for the first time, as he says. I find that absolutely beautiful, and it means a lot to me because I obviously don't live in Belfast anymore. And I do discover it new when I go home. Quite often, I have to say. I can certainly remember the first time I felt like, wow, this isn't my city anymore. And that's okay. Yeah. So that inspired the song, that feeling inspired the song, that sense of wonder. And I'm really excited to share it with you because I think it's beautiful. Surprise, surprise. It certainly means a lot to me. And as I mentioned in the text with the song, it nearly was going to be on the live record. We brought it into the studio last year and played around with it for a couple of hours and tried to find something that worked, and we just couldn't. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. I've grown as an artist, and also, as you'll know from my newsletter or from following me, I have stepped away from my record label that I was with for the last 5 years, and there were a lot of different things going on there, which mm, I think it's part of learning and growing. But I've learned that there wasn't too much clarity in all of that, and certainly a good amount of that is my responsibility, not knowing what I wanted to do and not being clear enough for a direction that I want to go in. And so, what you'll hear in the song, in the production of this song that I'm sharing now, is a whole lot of different influences. And I think there's something beautiful in that, but it's also very, very difficult to pin down what that is. And it's very, very difficult to replicate that live, which is in the end why it's not going to happen on the record. And as I mentioned, we played around for a couple of hours. And at the end of all our playing, the guys asked me to play the song on my band. They asked me to play the song on the acoustic guitar, and they all preferred that version the most. Just me on my acoustic guitar. And I don't want to do just me and my acoustic guitar on this live record because it's about more than that. I do a lot of just me and my acoustic guitar at my live shows, and this is going to be a different show. So that's why it's not going on the record, and that's why I decided to release this finally. I've had this version for a long time. This track was actually written, and I thought it would be on Human Being Kind. That's how long this track has been around. And again, it didn't fit because we couldn't quite figure it out. At that point, actually, I didn't like it as much, and I listened to it for the first time a couple of months ago, for the first time in a long time. And I guess I had grown, I had traveled, I had learned, and I saw it with new eyes, and it came back. Yeah, it came back into um, the room or the frame of something that I actually wanted to work with, and that was a beautiful moment for me. So I'm Delighted to finally share it. I'm delighted that it's the first track of the new year, and it feels good to finally let it go. Let's we'll see what happens. This version I'm finally letting go of. We'll see what happens in the future, and maybe I even play it at a live gig here and there. We'll see. There's something that I like about it for sure. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna leave it there. The lyrics themselves, they're all based around that quote, and I think it's, the chorus. You won't hear me apologize. This is learning to stand on your own 2 feet and stand behind yourself, which for me right now is extremely, extremely appropriate after last year and the last bunch of years. I'm very much looking forward to implementing what I'm actually talking about in the song. So that's that. I will leave it there. I really hope you enjoy it, and I really hope you find things for yourself in the lyrics and in the music. I really love the music and what we did. It was never finished as a record. It was, or as a recording, it was almost there, and we never quite got it over the line. So you're hearing a almost, yeah, and there's something nice about that too. Have a great year. Welcome into it from my side, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in it. Thank you, as always, for being here. Who knows what's coming next month? I'm excited. See you then. Bye.